Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to Fendt Farm. It is Friday, so time for another dose of Fendt action. How's your week been? Has it been a good one? It's been a good week for me. I've seen a lot of really good stuff coming out of Gamescom. We've had a lot of great news that's popped up in the sort of farming world over the last few days, not just with Farming Simulator. Obviously, the extra information that we've had from them regarding the Platinum expansion, but also we've seen and heard a fair bit more about Pure Farming 18, which is due out next March. We've also seen a little bit more information about Real Farm Sim, but not a lot more. But we do know that that is due out on PC and consoles and is scheduled to come out in October, I think. It's due out this year. Very little information out there. There isn't even an actual gameplay trailer yet. The only thing out there is a quick sort of blink and you miss it teaser trailer. Really short teaser trailer. So we don't really know a huge lot about that. It's made by Tedesco, who do have a few other games out on both PC and console, but very little info is out there about Real Farm Sim at the moment. But we do know that it's there. That's about that's about the only real thing we do know so far. Plus, we've also had information that Jurassic Park is getting, Operation Genesis getting kind of a remake, a reboot, if you will, with Jurassic World Evolution, due out next year. We know that Spin Tires is coming out with Mud Runner later this year, in October. So lots of really great information has popped up. It's kind of excited my gaming world over the last week or so. And we've had some decent mods as well pop up this week. We've had mods go live on Monday and Wednesday this week, which kind of wasn't really expected to get a double dose of mods this week, while there being Gamescom. We've had no updates to the trailer because the community manager has been at the event all week. So we didn't know if we were going to get anything at all. We've had no way of knowing what's in testing, other than modders letting us know what is going into testing. And speaking of, today the West Coast map has been uploaded to Giants, so we should see that pop into testing at some point next week, and hopefully that'll pass the first time. And then you never know, this time next week we could have the West Coast map go live. We'll just have to wait and see how quickly they get to it in testing, and then whether or not it passes first time. And on Monday coming up, the next couple of days, BSM will be uploading their hook lift legend truck, to Giants for testing as well. So we do have another hook lift coming to consoles. Hopefully this one will be a lot more stable than the one that Toxicom uploaded and then promptly took down again within 24 hours. We do know that Black Sheep are very rigorous in their own testing before they submit things, so they usually pass first time. So again, assuming that there isn't much of a backlog of mods and everything goes well in testing, we could see that at the end of next week as well. So good to see some stuff popping through there. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more to update you on next week as time goes on. And as you can see, our crops have grown, so we have some harvesting to do. We have a couple of fields of corn over here. Fields 2 and 3 both have corn on them. They're all fully fertilised, as you can see. And it does look as though we are going to have to plough the fields actually after this. See that red line showing through where we've just gone up and down the field. So at the very least, we're probably going to have to plough these two. Maybe this one. This one may be a little out of sequence with the rest of the fields. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we're going to do some harvesting and maybe even spread some manure on the fields ready for ploughing as well. So let's head on a little bit more, and we need to obviously bring some trailers up here as well. In channel news, we passed the subscriber mark of 600 subscribers this week, and already we've blown straight past that. So a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel recently. A lot of people have started to take note of the channel thanks to the success of the City Skylines playlists that we have going. Got the First Look playlist with 4 episodes in it. That's been doing some fantastic numbers. And Jimsville is doing a nice steady sort of view count as well. So if you haven't checked out Jimsville and City Skylines yet, please do give that a watch. It's a really, really good game, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Episodes going up on that daily at the moment, and I do highly encourage you to check it out. And tomorrow will be the final part of Limbo. Part 6 is the end of our Limbo journey. That'll go live tomorrow at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon GMT time. So please do give that a check out as well. See if your final death tally guess is accurate or not. It's it's pretty big. As you know, we moved into double figures. Sorry, into triple figures. So an awful lot of deaths. But yeah, please do check that out. Those of you that follow me on my Facebook page will have seen that I finally got my Platinum Trophy for Avon Colony this morning. Stayed up a little bit later than I usually do just to grind out the last couple of missions that I needed to do to get that trophy. So that game is completely done and dusted. There's no plans to bring it back to the channel at this stage. Maybe if they add some more content, we'll take a look at some of that, show off whatever it is that they're adding in. But beyond that, I think that game is pretty much done on the channel. And obviously with Limbo finishing tomorrow, you know, there is a gap potentially for something else to come back in. I mean, I'm looking to bring Prison Architect back so we can look at some of the DLC with that. We've got the All Day and a Night, All Day and All Night DLC, and the Psych Ward DLC installed. So we'll be trying out both of those and seeing some of the changes that they bring to the game. But if there's anything out there that you'd like to see brought to the channel, be it a small game or a big budget title, then please do let me know. You can get hold of me in the comments section, or you can even visit my Facebook page and message me on there, and let me know with either a direct message or a comment on there as well. If there's anything that you'd like to see, little network games, big budget titles, anything sort of in between, please do let me know. This channel is kind of done for you guys, so if there's something that you want to see, let me know and I will have a look and see if it's something that I can feasibly bring to the channel. I don't want to sort of keep sort of putting stuff out there that you're not interested in watching. So, while our combine is just finishing off on field 3, let's grab our manure spreader. We haven't used this yet. Nope, just checking we weren't riding up at the front. So, looking forward to trying this out. This is going to be the first time I've used the Tornado. I'm going to spread some manure onto the fields before we fertilise them. Sorry, before we plough them, just to get that first stage of fertilisation in, and then once they're ploughed, we'll probably add in some digestate as well before we plant on them. So that'll mean that we'll only need to do a single stage of fertilisation after that, and given that our seeders also fertilise as well, that means basically we'll have done all 3 stages of fertilisation by planting. Which means we won't have to worry about going back in and driving over the crops with a weeder or a sprayer or anything like that. It'll be nice and straightforward, done and dusted. Struggling up this hill. This thing is fully loaded with 19,000 litres of manure, so quite a bit of weight being added here. I have absolutely no idea how well it's going to last though, or how wide our spreading arc is going to be. Let's just take a look at that actually. What is our working width? 15 metres. Okay, so I need to see if I can judge this right. 15 metres will probably be about there, maybe a little bit wider. Maybe about there. So, that's all parked up and ready to go. How is our combine doing? See, our 800 series is down there waiting at the bottom, our 828. Oh, not much, literally just a couple of passes left by the look of it. So, won't be long till we hit field 2, and as soon as we do that, we can start spreading some manure on this field here and getting that job out the way. So here we are, just finishing off field 3. Last little bit of corn to go in. There's our first trailer done. Let's pull forward. I think I love about doing row crops on here, like sunflowers or corn, is it's so much easier to transfer from one field to the next with our combine. We don't have to detach our header, put it back on a trailer and pull it through that way. We can literally just fold it and drive straight through once we're done. So makes all the difference. It really does. So little sort of hassle or faffing about. So literally just going to fold the header up. Through the narrow gate. And there we go. Nice and straightforward. So much less hassle than when we have a grain crop like canola or sugar beet. Not sugar beet, sorry, soybean or wheat or barley and so on and so forth. So let's get him back underway again. Let's bring our grain train through. And then we can get started with the manure. So we'll just park that up just there, out of the way. And let's see, have we got the right distance kind of guessed on this? That's not a bad guess. There's only a tiny little bit of overlap, look. So how fast is this going to go down? How far into the field are we going to get? We're certainly not going to do the whole field. We are going to have to go back and refill. That's pretty much a given. Ooh, we're not quite going to fit the whole field on, are we? A little bit too long. Alright, so we don't waste too much manure, what I'm going to do is just drive back up this route just a touch, just to do that last little bit there. Like so. And we'll put a headland in. Again, we're going to probably hit the fence on the other side, so we'll start from that side and then come back into that corner. And that way we can actually get our worker to just turn for us. So let's get a bit of width. There we go. We've just misjudged that slightly. There we go. So we'll put this headland in like this. Beautiful. Now we can get our work going on the field without any real worry of crashing in at this end. We may have to do one at the other end as well. Let's see how this shakes out. Again, just a little bit too far away. Let's come in a little bit. That should do. Almost. This is why I prefer to use a worker, just so I don't waste manure trying to line up for the next pass. It's going down pretty quick, isn't it? Oh yeah, we are going to have to do a headland at this end as well. I was worried we might have to. Alright, so let's get the headland in. Just have to waste a little bit just here. Looks like I stopped it just a fraction too early. There we go. So we've used up 10,000 litres already. Although we have done a couple of passes and a couple of headlands as well, so it's not too bad. Maybe one refill, we should be okay. Oh, I judged it pretty much spot on there. It's so nice when things go right. So we'll let him keep doing the rest of this field like this, and then we'll have to take him back and get him refilled. There's no way we're going to be able to fit the rest of this field's harvest into this trailer. We've still got an awful lot of the field to go, and not a lot of trailer space to fit it in. So once we get to the end of this pass, we're going to go and take this grain back to our silo, dump it, and then come back with 2 empty trailers. We probably only need the one from this point onwards, but we'll bring both back just to be on the safe side, because you never know. There we go, that's pretty good enough. See, I've actually stopped our worker. He's got about 2,000 litres of manure left, so there isn't a lot of point doing or starting another pass for him to stop almost immediately. We'll take him back and get him refilled in just a second. But let's go dump this into our silo, and then we can continue with our unloading process. Okay, so as you can see, we brought the Tornado back to give it a bit of a refill. Got our little 313 here. This little baby bucket. Could do with a larger bucket, really. This one is not exactly what you'd call a large capacity scoop. But having said that, yeah, if we go too heavy on the weight, this little tractor isn't going to cope very well. So just means we'll have to make a lot of scoops. But we have plenty of manure. Hopefully we've got enough to do all of our fields. Obviously now that we have that larger number of cows, we'll be able to produce manure at a much quicker rate than we were before as well. So it means we won't have to wait as long for our pit to start refilling. And we also still have some manure left over at our pig farm from when we were running pigs a little while back. So we'll use that a little bit later as we get close to it. Oh, combine's going to need an empty again. Let's just finish this scoop off. and then we'll head over to the other field. And that's it, we're refilled, so let's just do a quick loop around here so we can drive back out again. How much manure do we actually have left? Let's take a quick look at our animal tab. We have 27,987 litres left at this plant. I don't know how much... Oh, actually, we can see on the other one, can't we? We've got another 15,000 at the pigs as well. So we have another 2 trailers worth between the two, and then a bit of a third trailer. That's not going to be enough to do much more than fields 2 and 3. So I guess we'll use digestate to do super field 5, and then hopefully we'll have enough left of that to be able to do that plus our slurry to do field 13 as well. But yeah, we're going to have to kind of split that up, so it looks like we will have to do some post-planting fertilising after all. Well, that's field 3 fertilised. We're going to have to do a headland on field 2 as well. So that's going to have to wait until we've finished with our corn harvest. But we can at least get in place. There's not a huge amount left to do, as you can see. We've got, what, that 1 pass left? Maybe 2? Zoom out a bit. Actually, it's a bit more than that. 2, maybe 3 passes by the look of it. So let's follow our combine and get that finished off. Now this is the last of our corn. So from here we'll have to take our combine back to the yard, change out the header, and then we can start attacking those other fields. I think we'll start with Super Field 5. That one there behind us. We'll get that one out the way, and then we'll move on to Field 13 after that. There we go. That's all of our corn put away in our silo. Let's see how much we actually got. We skip through to our crop page. 59,761 litres. That's not too bad. That's not a bad little haul. Right, let's bring our combine over. And swap our header out, and then we can get on with our soybean harvest. Alright, so let's park our header trailer up just over here. Just out of the way. There we go. And I was very careful last time I loaded this on, so unless it's taken a bump somewhere, it should back off nicely. There we go. I've kind of learned how to how to position that thing without it catching on the hooks and still stay relatively stable. Oops, pressed the wrong button option there. That's what I wanted to do, unfold. So I need to put a headland in so we don't go falling off the edge of the road. Make a little incision into the field just here. That'll do. go. So we'll run along this end and then we'll do the same on the other end, just to give us some turning space, and then we'll get our worker hired and start running up and down the field. Alright, so with our harvesting going on field 5 there, it's time for us to do our fertilising run over here. So let's get our manure spreader lined up. There we go. So we're going to put our headland in here, and then do the same on the opposite end of the field as well. We have a little patch where we're not going to be able to spread, so let's stop there so that we're not wasting too much. That should just about do it. Oh, no, we are a little bit too far away still. That's better. So we'll run up the field on this side and then do a headland on the opposite side, again to give us turning room. And then we may possibly have to go and refill again after that. We're not going to have a lot left, that's for sure. Maybe one pass. Let's start at the bottom end. Still see that that little bit of unharvested soybean around that field there. Definitely an AI bug on that field when it comes to the plant growth. A bit offline. There we go. These really do look quite disgusting up close. You wouldn't want to get caught by one of those things going past you. That would be very, very messy. Alright, so there we go. There's our headland done. So let's line up and at least get, you know, 1 or 2 passes done before we have to go and refill. We need to deal with our combine as well. So let's skip back over. Let's go grab that now. Change cruise control speed back down to 6. There we go. And off we go, and you can just see our manure spreader in the background there. Look, like I said, I just love seeing, you know, workers moving like that on other fields. Brings that little bit more character to the map when you can see other equipment moving in the background like that. we go. We have finished spreading manure on our fields. We don't have an awful lot left. We certainly don't have enough for field 5 there. It's just way too big. Same with field 13. So we'll save what we've got left. We'll use that next time around. And let's just see on the way back how much digestate we've got, because we could do some digestate fertilizing. So let's get this back and parked up. We do have all that slurry that, you know, as I say, we never used from all the silage that we shoveled through the BGA plant. I keep forgetting about it, but now would be a good opportunity to use some of that. Like I say, it depends just how much we've got as to whether or not we'll be able to get both of those two very large fields done. And I need to turn around. We are kind of facing the wrong way here. Oops, a little bit too much of a tight turn. Let's get up against the wall as well nicely so that we don't disrupt the gate. We've had that issue before. There we go. So, we're going to need the help menu, aren't we? So we can see the levels. So we have 16,000 litres of slurry. That's nothing. That's rubbish. Can I unload here? No. Well, that's a problem. We may just have to waste this 700 litres, because you can't have slurry and digestate in the same tank. It doesn't like that at all. So we'll just have to waste this little bit of slurry that we have left over. Bit of a shame, but nothing we can really do about that, unfortunately. Oops, crashed into the big stack of tyres there. And there you go, we've got 179,000 litres. So let's put digestate in instead. You can actually see we've got a different symbol. Compared to the symbol we had for slurry. I think it's different. Might have to double check the footage in a second just to see, because I've got a feeling actually we might be able to tell from here. Yeah, if it shows the same symbol as it does in the sell point menu, then it's definitely a different menu, a different emblem. But we've got plenty of digestate, so we should have enough to, at the very least, do field 5. Let's take this over. And we've got a little bit of lag going around that corner. The frame rate kind of dropped a little bit. There we go, we're free and clear. So we'll take our slurry tanker over to field 5 and get set up and ready. Obviously we'll have to put in a headland, same as we did with the crops. So we'll have to wait for the harvesting to be done. But as soon as it is done, we can get to fertilising that field. coming up to the end of this field now. We've only got a little bit left to go, as you can see, just this final pass. And once this is done, we'll be obviously moving over to field 13. What is it we got planted on there? I can't remember. Let's take a look at the map. Is that sunflowers? It is. We've got sunflowers on there, so we can actually... we could have done that field first before we put the header away. Never mind. All right, so we'll put this header away again. We'll swap back over to our corn header, and then we'll get our sunflower harvest out the way. Let's just unload this first of all. There we go. So, not a bad harvest. We should be getting around 37, 38,000. Oh, a little more than that actually. So we finished on just a fraction over 39,000. That's really nice. So, not bad for just one field. 39,000 litres of soybean. So we'll bank that, stick that in our silos, and then, as I say, we'll make a move over to field 13 and start work over there. So we're back now with our corn header. Let's unfold the combine, unfold the header, start attacking these sunflowers. And we have some mod news as well, some more mod news. We actually have mods going live today as well. Really was kind of hoping that we would see, one mod in particular, but wasn't holding my breath. Having checked, a couple of hours ago and not seen anything, I thought that was probably going to be it for the day. But the three mods that have gone live today are the Black Sheep modding placeable grain silo, which for me is potentially the most important mod to have come to consoles ever, in some respects, and I'll explain why a little bit later. We've also had the telehandler from ARM Team go live as well. That looks to be a cracking little mod, really nicely made, and I've been speaking to a couple of people who've already used it, and they said it runs and feels fantastic as well, so I'll definitely be checking that out once I've finished recording here. And we've also had a bale grab go live as well, just a small little bale grab designed for a telehandler, sorry, for a front loader. That looks like it could be quite good. I'll have to check that one out, see what I think of that. But yeah, going back to the grain silo, the reason why I think this is potentially the most important mod to ever hit console is because we love to make our own custom farms. We love to go off and just create a secondary yard somewhere, put down some buildings, put down some storage sheds, and rip up some fields, cultivate some dirt roads into the game, and create a secondary base wherever we want. But the problem has always been, where do we store our grain if we want to set up a harvest of some kind? We've had the placeables for refilling seed and fertilizer for a long time, and we have certain maps that actually have secondary farms. Sandy Bay is a prime example of this. You've got the main farm, Sandy Bay Farm, at the top of the map, and then I think it's Willow Farm at the bottom. And Willow Farm has got pretty much everything you kind of need. It's got storage bays, it's got engine sheds for equipment and for tools and for vehicles. It's got a bale sell point, but there's no silo. So unless you want to store grain loose in buildings, you're kind of screwed, because you can only store so much before you start running into tip height issues, where you can't build the height of the pile of grain any higher. So you're limited in the amount of quantity you can hold, and you need sheds for every single individual type of crop you want to store. These grain silos, you can plonk them down. They hold 210,000 litres, and they're dirt cheap. They're only, what, 25,000, I think, in the pricing. Let's actually have a look. I've got them installed. If we go into placeables, Here we go. The Beiser Environment Grain Storage, €25,000. Will hold all of your regular grains, so wheat, barley, canola, corn, sunflowers and soybeans. 210,000 litre storage. And you can place these anywhere you want. You can turn secondary potential locations into actual fully working farms using these mods here on the screen. Anywhere can become a farm now that we have those silo placements. So that's why I think this is potentially the most important mod to hit console. We finally have a placeable silo. And I'm so pleased. I can't wait to try it out a little bit later on. Okay, so here we are then back on field 5. We've got our digestate in our slurry spreader here. Going to put in our headlands and then unleash the worker, set him off. And this time, to save having to ferry back and forth, I'm just going to turn on the option to refill directly from our digestate tank at the BGA. So let's go into options, help a refill slurry, and we want to buy from the digestate BGA. There we go. So once these two headlands are done, this side and the opposite side, we'll turn him, we'll get him running up and down the field, and we'll get this field fertilised and see how much we've got left and whether or not we can do field 13 as well. So, we've finished putting slurry down, or digestate, if you prefer, down on field 5. We have still got about 100,000 litres left in the digestate tank back at the BGA, so we're going to get started and put digestate down on this field as well. Let's actually just quickly check the map to check the plough requirements. We know that fields 2 and 3 are going to need ploughing. Field 5 is going to need ploughing as well. 13 is okay, as you can see. And if we turn the plough barrier off, you can see the other fields there already fertilised. So we'll have to plough fields 2, 3 and then 5 before we can start planting. But we're almost done with this field itself. As you can see, our combine running up and down the field. It's just hit the 80% warning. We've only got a couple of passes left. So we're going to kind of end the episode here. Sorry, mine just went blank for a second there. So yeah, we're going to end the episode here. We've got another episode of Big Bud Farm going live tomorrow. We're still doing daily episodes of City Skylines, and tomorrow is the final part of Limbo. So if you have been watching the series, don't miss that one. See if our death counts, see where that finally ends up. It's pretty high. We died an awful lot in the space of just over 3 hours. But yeah, be sure to check those videos out. I will also be looking at maybe doing a mod spotlight on the telehandler and the placeable silo a little later today as well, so do keep your eyes peeled for those. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you back on the farm very soon.